Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and today's video is going to be the June 2022 developer update from Stairway Games, the developers of Coral Island. This update is going to cover mouse-based controls, the island hot springs, some updated NPC models, the furniture store UI, and some very interesting news about the next couple of months. The final version of the alpha, which is version 0.09, will be launching on July 11th at 11:59 p.m. PDT. So if you're an alpha player, mark your calendars. So first up, we're taking a look at mouse-based controls. I think a lot of you are going to be very, very happy about this. So they've incorporated the cursor-based system of farming, where you can pick the tile that you want to interact with, and you don't actually need to line up your character specifically with that tile. So this may be what most of you expect from a farm sim if you're playing PC. However, I believe that Coral Island was first designed with console in mind. So the design was very much line up the player with the tile and then carry out the action. So there was no cursor on screen, nothing like that. So I say, well done, Stairway. I think people will be very happy with this, and I think it'll make a big difference in the experience of those who do end up playing this game. The team is still on track to release the controller support in this upcoming version of the alpha. Next up, they are sharing the Coral Island hot spring. So at the hot spring, you will be able to soak in the water and recover stamina. And it sort of looks like it's all dried up, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wondering if this is going to be some part of the story. This looks like another one of those trees that we were talking about in my last video that perhaps could be ancient trees, perhaps poisoned or dead trees, perhaps trees with spirits in them. This one doesn't have anything on it to denote that there would be a spirit in it, but there's definitely something going on with these trees. So I'm just wondering if perhaps we'll have to heal the island to some extent in some way before these hot springs will actually be replenished, whether that's through interacting with the goddess of flowers, cleansing the ocean, dealing with the garbage and waste around the island. I'm not sure, but definitely some sort of mission, it appears, that we'll have to complete to actually be able to use the hot springs, which I really like. Behind the hot springs, there appears to be a lot of bamboo, and so I'm wondering if this is a part of the bamboo forest. It looks like there's a couple buildings on the left here, probably the entrance to the hot springs, I'd say. Maybe someone's house back here. Maybe it's all part of the same building. There's just two different styles of roofs here. And the final thing to note in this photo is actually this character right here. So this is yet another new NPC who we have yet to see before. I'm guessing that whoever this character is, they're likely in charge of or involved with the hot springs to some extent. Maybe they live around it, maybe they used to operate it before it dried up, maybe they're attempting to restore it and they need our help. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're now up to 5 new NPCs that have been kind of teased in the last little while. So that's already beyond the 4 mystery NPCs. But I can't wait to visit the hot springs. I can only imagine how beautiful it will be once it's all restored and revitalized. So next up, we're going to take a look at some of the updated NPC models. So first, we're going to take a look at Dippa, who is a painter. So Dippa is actually the only confirmed non-binary character in this game, which is amazing that they've included a non-binary character in the cast of NPCs. We also get to take a look at their full body model with their outfit. I love their style. One new piece of information about Dippa is that Luke's store will be selling their paintings. So I think that's amazing. And I believe we even saw an area where there were pieces of art on the walls in the store interior. So that's really cool to see that there actually is going to be paintings done by someone on the island that we can purchase for our home. These are the touches that make all the difference in this game and definitely set it apart from others. So next up is Zara, who is a dateable character. She lives on a boat and she loves to hunt for treasures. She definitely looks like she is always up for an adventure. Next up is Frank, who is married to Erica and runs the tavern. This model in particular does does look a little bit different than what I was expecting for Frank. I think it would be nice if he had a little bit more obvious facial hair like in his 2D portrait, but this model definitely looks much better than the one we had previously seen in the trailer, so it's definitely an upgrade. And you can totally tell from his outfit that he is definitely ready to take your order at the tavern. And then finally is Yuri. I think this one's my favorite. She looks very cute. I love the hair, of course. So Yuri is the other town doctor alongside Charles. The only interesting thing to note about this model is that she actually doesn't yet have her tattoos, so I'm assuming that those will be added at a later date. I can't wait to see the 3D models for the rest of the cast eventually. Next up, the team is showing off the furniture store UI. They've said themselves that there's going to be a large number of items that we can purchase to decorate our farm and our house with, so I'm definitely really happy to hear that. So there's 2 ways to browse furniture. The first is by styles. So here you'll take a look at a number of different styles, and so far they've shown quite a few. So we have the cabin wood style, a basic style, the Javanese style, beach style, Art Deco style, Kosan style. Now I did my best to try to figure out what exactly this means. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, but from my understanding, it may be kind of like a room for rent, a dorm, a like studio bachelor space was kind of the vibe I was getting from all the different things I read, but I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate. So if you have a much better idea of it than me, please let me know in the comments. So then there's also a Baroque style, a gamer room style, hello, an example kind of style. I'm assuming this is not actually a thing, it's just like a placeholder, and then another style, so Stairway being cheeky, which I love. And it looks like you may even be able to unlock these new styles just based off of these indicators as if it's like new. So this is a really nice way to browse for furniture, so then you know that any piece of furniture you're looking at within that style will be cohesive with all of the others. This is what the UI will look like once you select the style that you want to browse. So it'll show all the individual items here, the prices. You can add multiple items to your cart and then purchase them all at once. I love the icons they've designed for these furniture items. I think they're so cute. It also looks like you can buy multiple of the same item at once. It looks like this player is purchasing 4 of these wooden side tables and 1 of the cabin round table. So if you don't want to shop just one style and you want to mix and match, you can also go to the catalog. Now in a previous update, it was stated that the items would be added to the catalog once they had appeared at the furniture store. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but I'm assuming it is. That's why I'm thinking there's these indicators. So as new items appear in the actual furniture store front, they will then be added to the catalog and show up as being new. So this is a look at the catalog, which is organized by item type. So here we can see this is a comfort section, but it looks like there'll be, you know, a section for tables, probably small decor items, stuff to hang on the walls, lighting, plants, maybe storage pieces, and then rugs. So that's going to be super handy. This is probably the primary way that I will be shopping personally, because I like to mix and match. I have to say I love this cabin indoor plant, and also check these out. These are like hanging plants, and it looks like they're actually hanging off of a branch. Those look so cool. Yes, we're going to be able to purchase different windows for our home as well, which is awesome. Now this photo appears to be what it'll look like if you actually purchase an item off of the floor in the shop. The item is on a 10% discount, which I believe any furniture item you purchase actually in the store versus on the catalog will be sold at a discounted price. And so I guess Joko will also be at the shop along with his and Dinda's relatives. So maybe we can see actually all 4 of these characters in and out of the shop depending on the day. So that's all for the main content of this update. However, there's actually a pretty significant piece of news they kind of just threw in at the end. So first of all, they addressed the fact that many of us were expecting to be shown the revamped diving experience, and we were expecting to see more interior locations. However, they wanted to minimize the spoilers that we'll experience before we get to play Coral Island when it launches in early access, so that is why they decided to hold off sharing any of those things. If you are an alpha player, you will be able to see those things before early access. They also shared a mood gif of Peanut the cat, very up close and personal. And so then we've got to talk about this. The final piece piece of news is that they're actually putting a pause on these developer blogs until September. So they're putting all hands on deck to finish the early access content, polishing, optimizing, all of that throughout July and August, which in a sense I understand, but I also think it's a little bit risky for them to not do updates the couple months leading up to early access. That means that we'll essentially just get like one final update before early access in this format anyway. So this does worry me just a touch, because I would personally think that you would want to just continue with as much hype as possible leading up to the launch. But I guess maybe it's kind of tricky because they're kind of bordering on what's too spoilery and what's not. So I'm definitely very mixed about this, and especially for people that aren't playing the alpha, it's like kind of tough because that means people are going to be going almost like 3 months without actually seeing the game anymore. Now, the only way I think this could be made better is if they lift the NDA sooner than I expect. And if they lift the NDA, then the game can essentially show itself off and they don't need to rely on these updates. So that was everything for the June 2022 developer update. Let me know what you thought about it overall. Let me know what you were most happy to see, what you're most excited for, you're most curious about, and definitely let me know what you think about the team holding off on developer updates for both the months of July and August. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments down below. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care.